It's meant to be a place where you know you're loved, you know you're cared, you know that the bigger community does care that you're going through this hard time. When Hugh was born, we knew that, he was a very quiet baby, and he was quite small, on the scans and that. And he lived for 8 months, for 247 days. And most of that time, apart from 5 or 6 weeks, he was in hospital. When we were in the rotunda, Hugh got the most fantastic care, but there isn't a single family room in the rotunda. So if you have a child who's there for 40 days, there's nowhere for that family to sleep. So we saw families sleeping in the waiting room. We saw people sleeping in cars. We saw people who come up and down from Clonmel and Mortar, every day, and we felt that wasn't fair. What can we do that we can fix? And one of the things was we could start a house where people could stay, and then they'd have a little herd. So even if your story isn't exactly the same as someone else's, you find the common ground. And that's really what the house is about. It's meant to be a place where you know you're loved, you know you're cared, you know that the bigger community does care that you're going through this hard time, and that you feel that you're not the only person who's going through that. Everyone stays for free. So there's no charge, we don't take money from families, but therefore we depend on the generosity of Ireland, and we depend on the people who say, thank God I will never need that house. Hugh passed away in the August. We went to touch Temple Street and said, this is a crazy plan, the HSE will never fund it, you will never get it open. If you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it all on your own. You won't get a cent off the HSE, you won't get a cent off the hospitals, and we never have. But we knew that the need was there, so actually we opened the spring after he died. So the first Mother's Day after Hugh died, we spent hoovering the stairs.
I suppose I'd probably be doing a night here, a night there, trying to find friends of old. I did live in Dublin myself up until about 6 or 7 years ago. So I'd have a few people dotted around the place. So I'd say it'd be living out of a bag, trying to accommodate myself a night in someone's house here, a night in somebody else's house there, but not wanting to overstay my welcome. So I suppose having a stable place for me to come and go to every day means the world. You come home in the evening, you're tired, you're emotional, you've either had a good day or you've had a bad day, depending on your story or your situation. So to sit down with these other mummies and daddies and kind of go, well, this happened or that happened or so on and so forth, you just feel like there's a weight lifted off. You leave it here in the kitchen before you go upstairs and hope for a good night's sleep.
We all expect to lose people in our lives. When you lose a child, it's really hard because it feels unnatural. But I suppose this feels really natural. It feels like we just made a little herd, and the love of all the people who helped us in the house, like all of the rooms here have been adopted by families who've lost a child. And all of that love, I hope, is present in the house. And that people, when they come in, they feel loved and cared for and wanted, and that's kind of what we really want Hugh's house to feel like.